You are going to love this video. You know what? You will discover probably the most powerful secret, what made very few people extremely exponentially successful and rest of the people are still struggling. This is in continuation with the disruption I promised you in the last video. That is, how do you balance your life and enhance the quality? So for you to discover this powerful secret, you need to answer two questions. One very easy and another one probably super difficult. And the answers are nothing but the keys to the most powerful strategy. You will be amazed how these answers will change the quality of your life forever. Hi, my name is Neeraj Kumar and thank you for watching this channel. My vision for this channel is very simple. Every single video must be a game changer in your life. After watching this video, you should say, you know what? It was worth watching and worth the time. And you also probably wish to share with somebody. Then I believe my efforts are worth it. So let's talk about two questions. Question number one, very simple, very easy. Who is the fastest runner in the world? I'm recording this video in 2020. It is Usain Bolt, no brainer, and the timings is 9.589 seconds. So time for the most difficult question. Who is the 11th fastest runner in the world? Tricky, right? Because you might probably have two answers. One, who knows? Second one, who cares? But do you know what is the most interesting thing here? The time difference between the first fastest and the 11th fastest is less than 0.5 seconds. Less than 0.5 seconds. In fact, I was doing some research. The 10th fastest timings is 9.8 seconds, which is 0.32 seconds more than Usain Bolt, which is 0.589. Can you believe it? So you must be wondering, what has that got to do with this video? That's exactly the philosophy that will change the way you're going to look at success, you're going to look at yourself and the entire life. Do you know what is the fastest in the world get? No brainer again. Gold, recognition, power, fame, endorsements, and lots of money. Tell me, what does the 11th fastest get? Nothing. Think about it. He's the 11th fastest runner in the world with less than 0.5 seconds and he gets nothing. And people don't even know his name. This is what I call X factor. And the difference is between everything and nothing. And what are we talking here? Less than 0.5 second. So that means this brings us to a very important secret of life and a shift in your thinking and approach. That is, if you can add 0.5 seconds effort worth to anything you do, it brings results from almost nothing to everything. And the good news is you can do this with any activity. So what do I mean by that? Let's talk about it. You know, I work with a lot of corporate professionals, and especially during this time where unfortunately the right sizing and downsizing is going on, I get a lot of calls. And one of the guys called me the other day and he asked me, Neeraj, you know what? I was a good guy and I lost my job. I don't know, what do I do now? I asked him what happened. You know, I don't know why. I was really good. I said, probably that's the reason. You know what I'm saying? Good is no longer good enough today. You know what? It is like the 10 seconds and 9.589, which is a 0.5 second. It is not easy to achieve 10 seconds running for 100 meters because you don't have that 0.5 seconds X factor. You get nothing. That's exactly what we are seeing across the world. It is like saying you cannot jump between cliffs in two jumps. Either you jump or you don't. Similarly, like a business order, you get an order or you don't. There is nothing called you get a second prize, and unfortunately we are seeing this happening everywhere. So the question here is, what is the difference? The difference is just 0.5 second difference. Let me tell you, my parents used to tell me in our village, earlier during their times, if a person passes 10th standard or gets a first class, he used to be taken on a procession. Today, everyone is probably a graduate or +2. So what was good enough back then is no longer, and we need to have that X factor. Then now you must be thinking, oh my God, it's too tough to survive in this world. There is so much competition. But let me tell you something, this is actually a good news. You don't have to compete, yet you can bring X factor in everything you do and you become unstoppable. So the whole philosophy of you doing a good job has to change from good to outstanding, and the difference is not very high. It is zero point 0.5 seconds, and let me share with you how. Let me give you some examples of X factor which have transformed everyone. Think about breathing. You and I breathe. What about adding X factor to breathing and making billions of dollars? That's exactly what Baba Ramdev has done. That's called pranayama. I'm highly indebted to him. He's a genius, and pranayama has changed billions of lives around the world. But what is pranayama? Breathing in a very systematic way, and that's not a huge or an exponential change, a small change. That is X factor. I have witnessed such examples, tons of them in my life. I used to report to a person called Nagraj Maskeri. He used to be my boss. He was a technical director in 3M, and even today as I speak, he is my mentor. He had an interesting way to motivate employees. Whenever we did something good, appraisal, salary revisions, part that's more of organizational stuff, he used to ensure that our family gets either a chocolate box or a bouquet. That was not a big money that you spend, but the kind of motivation that you used to give to people, we were like super thrilled. It was a small thing, but he was able to keep the entire team super motivated. That was X factor as a leader. He didn't have to do it, but he had that knack of super inspiring people, and that was his X factor. Let me give you another example of an X factor, how it can exponentially grow a person's business. I still remember this incident. I bought an iPad from a sales guy in a multi-brand retail showroom in an electronics store, and his name is Vinod. He was an excellent salesperson. He sold me the iPad. That was almost 8 years ago. About a couple of years ago, I heard there is an Apple showroom that's opened near our house called iTree. And out of curiosity, I just barged in. I saw Vinod. I said, Vinod, you're working here. He said, no, sir, this is my showroom. I was like, wow, that was so nice to know, because 8 years ago, you were just an ordinary salesperson. Now you own a showroom. He says, yes, sir, I own 4 showrooms across the country, and we also have a branch in the US. And he's probably currently doing about 100 plus crores business with over, I remember, about 50 or 60 employees across the country. I said, that was quite an achievement. I asked him what did he do. He said, nothing, sir. I worked hard. I knew what did he do. He had that X factor with every single customer, and he never missed remembering their names and how he interacted. So he was too passionate about business, and he always did something more. I'll tell you why. Because whenever I used to walk into that showroom, whenever I had a problem, not only with my iPad, but also with any other Apple products, he used to help me, even though I didn't buy any of them from that showroom. That was the X factor. So the question here is, when there is no competition, but you can still make a mark with your X factor, what is that you are willing to do? And trust me, friends, this is a small, intelligent effort that gives exponential rewards. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. When you do a karma in a very skillful way, the yoga, the act that gives you exponential results is guaranteed. So what is that X factor you can add in anything you do that gives you exponential results? It could be anything. It could be in your relationship. Is there a possibility you can add X factor to your relationship with your kids? Give an appreciation when it is not expected, or do something where the other person says, oh my God, I never expected this. This is completely a delight. Can you do that in your work with the email you send, with the report you send, the way you greet people, the way you anticipate somebody else's requirement, and before it is asked, you go and proactively do that work? These things sound a little kind of over abused, but let me tell you, when you keep doing this, we talked about the power of compounding in my last video. If you keep doing it, the results you get are exponentially higher, my friend. We do this exercise in a very, very systematic way. When I do workshop for many corporates, whether it's in sales department, whether it is in customer service department, or in any production department, we talk about a brainstorming session on how can they bring X factor in anything that they do. Trust me, after the exercise, with the strategies they come up with, they are able to see some unbelievable results. The problem here is it is just that we understand this concept, but it is never applied. So I sincerely request you. I know you may probably have heard this. If not, wonderful. If yes, it is time to put this into action and see the results of what your X factor can do. And trust me, the results are not going to be incremental, they are going to be exponential. And I am sure you will leverage this power. So thank you very much for taking your time to watch this channel again. And I hope you like this video. Please do share this video with those who you care. And my next video would be on a topic which is very interesting, and the title is, do you wish you had no problems and how stupid that thought could be? That's going to be my next video coming shortly. Please press that bell icon so that the moment I release the video, you have the notification. And once again, till I see you next time, keep learning and keep sharing.